Hello, movie lovers. It's Bob, one of the grumpy old gentlemen. I'm here to talk about a couple of movies that Mikey gave me to watch. There's a marathon going on in the Grumpy Old Gentleman's channel, and it's involving James, Mike, Harry, Ian, and who else did I say? Oh yeah, Ray J. Blue Ray J. But anyway, Mike gave me two movies to watch right now, and I watched them. I'm going to talk to you about them. Mike knows me. Everybody knows me. They kind of know what I like in a general area. But let's go back in time. Let's go back way long ago. The first movie, well, he gave me two movies, like I said. It doesn't matter what's first or second. But he gave me this movie to watch right here. 1938. Angels with Dirty Faces. James Cagney and Pat O'Brien. A couple of the Irish boys. The Irish Mafia. They used to get together and drink whiskey on, on the weekends when they had a day off. A few of them were there. But anyway, this movie's about two young boys, probably around, let's say, the 1910, 1912. They're running around the neighborhood back in, New York and the Bronx, right? And they're a couple little shit disturbers, right? They steal apples, regular little crooks, right? So, yeah, and then one day they get kind of caught robbing a train. So Jimmy Cagney wasn't as fast a runner as Pat O'Brien. Jimmy got caught. James Cagney got caught. He was sent to the home, the reformatory when they send boys. Anyway, he kept doing bad things, and then he got out and he robbed places and shot things up and had a gun and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he gets out. He goes back to his neighborhood, right? He finds out that his buddy is now a priest. So, and he gets mixed up with his other buddy, Humphrey Bogart. That Cagney did 3 years in jail. Said, "Don't worry, I'll take the rap. When I get out, I want a piece of the action and my money back." So that's what happened. He got out. He wanted to go back to his own neighborhood. He wanted to get hooked up with Humphrey Bogart, and then Humphrey Bogart, of course, didn't want to, do his end of the bargain. So shit starts happening, and anyway, it goes to the point where this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler video. So if you don't like anything about spoilers, then don't watch anymore. But one thing, goes ahead, that James Cagney starts shooting it out. He shoots Humphrey Bogart, I should say, kills the fucker, right? And he kills the other gangster, and the cops are chasing him. He ends up in jail. He's gonna get the chair, okay? Jimmy Cagney's sitting in jail in a chair there, right on the bed. Yeah, and his buddy, yes, priest, father, comes to visit. He's on his last leg. He's going down to the last mile. He's going to get electrocuted. He's going to sit in the chair. He's going to sit in the toaster. Yes. But the priest, the father, wants him to do one more thing before he dies. He wants him to go out. He wants him to... Yeah, he wants them to go out like a baby. He wants them to cry. He wants them to yell and scream that he doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to do that. He wants them. And Jimmy Cagney said, "No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I know. I can't. I can't do that. You can't do it." So all the way to the chair, he's saying he can't. He's not going to do it. Now the thing is, he gets to the end of the line. He's sitting in the room, and then he starts crying like a baby. No, yelling, screaming, "I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die." Then, switch is pulled, and that's the end of James Cagney's character, right? He's done. And the question, even after all these years, from 1938, when the question first appeared, to now today, I asked you the same question as everybody asked watching this movie. Did Jimmy Cagney pay attention to the father, the priest, to Pat O'Brien in regards to, you gotta go out like a baby, you gotta cry, because all the kids in the Bronx, right, all the neighborhood, they think you're a big man, but if they find out you cry like a baby, they might not want to be a gangster and a bad guy. Now, did he really cry? Did he do it because he meant to? Because he really was scared shitless? That he didn't want to die? Or did he do it for the kids and the father, Pat O'Brien's character, saying, right, on the way out, he cried like a friggin' baby. So thanks, Mike. I've seen this movie numerous times. I'll probably watch it numerous more times. All right. Angels with Dirty Faces. Let's get on to the other one Mikey gave me to watch. Of course, Mikey knows me, so he gave me this movie, A Hard Day's Night from 1964, starring the Beatles. And you know what? I wasn't around when this movie came out, but I was when this one came out. So I went to the show, as I say here in Toronto, Ontario. I went to the downtown show. Yeah, so I went to the downtown show, and I believe it was a Saturday afternoon, more than likely. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was a Saturday afternoon. In 1964, yeah. I was 13 years old. 13 years old. There was girls and there was boys there, of course, both. And I don't really recall the girls screaming too much. Of course, there was probably a yelling and stuff, but I don't know, for some reason, I don't remember if they really, went nuts. Like I said, some screaming going on, but, And also, the same day I went to see this, there was a shoe store kind of like across the street on the other side of Yonge Street, up a little bit, right up a little bit. And I went in there, I was walking down the street, and inside there was Beatle boots in the window, like Beatle boots, with the black and the little heel on the bottom, the zipper up the side. They had a zipper up the side, eh? So you'd unzipper and you put your foot in, zipper it up. So that's the kind of Beatle boots that I remember buying. 13 years old, I can't remember how much they were, but I bought them. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought them that night. But I had them for a couple of years. Of course, they weren't, you wear them out, of course. But yeah, I remember buying the Beatle boots at that time period. So yeah, but the theater was packed. There, it was all sold out, eh? So packed place. I got my foot-long hot dog. I got my Coke. I don't know what, maybe some popcorn or something like that. A regular scoff. So I went and sat down and hollered and sang and yelled and did what everybody else did. Watching Help, Hard Day's Night. Help's a year later. That's another good Beatle. Help's not as good as this movie. Nowhere near as good as A Hard Day's Night. This is where all the other movies, this Help movie, there was other bands that came out, like Dave Clark 5 came out in 64, 65. Right, with the movie. Yeah, that was very boring, very boring. Dave Clark 5 movie. Let me see, Herman Hermans came out with a couple of movies, or 2 movies, 3, 2, anyway, I know they came out with a couple. There was all kinds of musical movies from groups and bands and stuff like that, and concerts, and put videos together, and they made a show out of it, Tammy Show, the TNT show. There was all kinds of, back in the early 60s, 64, 65, 66. Anytime, there were all kinds of movies, and they were pretty well, came from this reason, A Hard Day's Night. But I went to the show and seen a lot of them. Yeah, every Saturday night, I should say. Most of the time it was Saturday night. Because for a few years in a row, I used to work down at Yonge and Queen Street selling newspapers, and I got tips all day, right? Saturdays I worked down there from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock at night. Stores closed at 6, that was it, everything shut down, other than the theater. So I walked up Yonge Street and went to the downtown show. I seen a lot of movies at the downtown show in the 60s. That's what you did on a Saturday night. On Friday nights, you used to go to the dance, Pape Center. Pape and Gerard, yeah, there was a dance there. That was my age bracket to go to a dance. But the Beatles, Hard Day's Night, this thing brings back memories. This was, I was like, what was I, 13 years? Yeah, 13 years old. 1964. So yeah, that's a long time ago. For us, all the people back then that watched this, all those kids in the you know, in the stands or where they were watching, they screaming, the girls. Just think, all the girls now are grandmothers. Well, most of them, maybe, right? Or great grandmothers. And the little kids, the boys running around, they're probably grandfathers or even great grandfathers, right? But that's how old we are now today to where we are when we first seen this. So yes, Mike brings back a lot of good memories. And Mike's the same age as I am, so I don't know if Mike went to the show and seen this, or at the theater, or whatever you want to call it down there in Champaign. I think it's Illinois. Don't you live there, Mike? Sorry if I get it wrong, but yeah. So Mike, I don't know if Mike's seen this at the show or not, but I did, and it brings back a lot of memories. Yeah, all the other movies I went to because of this, and the Beetle boots that I bought, and Saturday afternoons working at the corner selling newspapers. Yeah, back when I was a young guy, a young little boy, a young kid. Yeah, just starting to like girls. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, thank you very much. Two great movies, Angels with Dirty Faces and A Hard Day's Night. All right, people, movie lovers everywhere, I'll talk to you again in another future video. And the next video is going to have to do with, let me see, what's coming up. Oh, Harry's choice for me. Harry's picks for me. That's the next video coming up. And Harry's picks is Dirty Harry and the Shootist. So I'll be making a video on that. Stay tuned and watch that one. You'll love that too, just like you love this one. All right, people. Love everybody. Peace. Give your mother a hug. Give your dad a hug. Give your kids a hug. Matter of fact, give everybody a hug. Talk to you later.